Welcome back to Holy Headlines, where we dive into the divine drama of current events. Today, we're tackling a hot topic that's got everyone sweating: global warming. But before we get into that, did you hear about the Pope's new workout routine? Apparently, he's doing CrossFit now. They're calling it CrossFitianity. All right, let's get to our main story. The world's struggling to keep global warming below 1°C, as promised in the 2015 Paris Agreement. Looks like we're about to break that sweat-soaked promise faster than a politician's campaign pledge. Let's hear from our celestial panel on this scorching issue. Krishna, Jesus, what do you two make of this?
Listen here, you foolish children. This 1% goal was nothing but a bloody pipe dream from the start. The news clearly states we're approaching or may soon surpass this threshold. It's like watching a bunch of monkeys try to put out a forest fire with their own piss.
Now, my brother, let's not lose faith. We must remember that with God, all things are possible. Even if we're approaching this threshold, we can still make a difference if we act with love and compassion for our planet. The news suggests that continued aggressive climate action is still crucial.
Hope. Aribai, wake up and smell the burning forests. Your hope won't cool the planet. We need action, not prayers. The news says recent analysis show we're in deep trouble. It's time to get off our divine arses and do something.
Watch your language, you son of a... my brother. We must lead by example. Yes, the situation is dire, but giving up is not an option. The news mentions that surpassing 1°C doesn't mean immediate catastrophe. We still have a chance to prevent higher levels of warming.
If I may interject, forgive me for my crude language in advance, but both of you are missing the point. The real issue here is our attachment to outcome. Whether we reach 1°C or not, suffering will continue. We must focus on reducing our desires and living in harmony with nature.
Oh, shut the fuck up with your hippie bullshit, Buddha. Who cares about 1°C? Let it burn, baby. More heat means more people in less clothing.
Good Lord, Satan. That's just... Oh, fudge it. You're a real piece of work, you know that?
For once, I agree with the horned bastard. Not about the clothing, you pervert, but about letting it burn. This world needs a good cleansing. Maybe then these humans will learn to respect the balance of nature.
Inefficient meat bags. Your emotional response is irrelevant. The solution is simple. Eliminate 99% of human population. Problem solved. Carbon emissions reduced. Earth saved. You're welcome. Whoa there, Terminator. Let's dial back the genocide talk. Jesus, Krishna, any thoughts on the news mentioning that we need a 42% drop in emissions by 2030?
It's a challenging goal, but with faith and hard work we can achieve it. We must love our neighbor as ourselves, and that includes future generations who will inherit this earth.
Love, What we need is duty, dharma. Each person, each nation, must fulfill their role in combating this crisis. The news speaks of renewable energy. That's the path forward, you dimwits.
Renewable energy. Boring. I say we double down on fossil fuels. Let's party like it's 1999 degrees Celsius.
Oh, for the love of... that darn it, Satan. Can't you take anything seriously? We're talking about the fate of creation here.
Creation? Yeah. This is all part of the cosmic dance. You naive carpenter's son. Destruction and creation, forever in cycle. But even I must admit, this warming trend is spinning out of control faster than Shiva's Tandava.
Perhaps if we all meditated on the impermanence of ice caps.
All right, folks, I think we've melted down this topic enough. Looks like we're all hot and bothered about climate change, but can't agree on how to cool things down. Maybe we should just invest in beachfront property in Nebraska. Let's see what we have next here. Well, my divine friends. How about this juicy tidbit? It seems the Mpox virus is making a comeback, and it's bringing its meaner cousin along for the ride. Apparently, a more severe strain of Mpox has been detected in the U.S. For the first time, this nasty little bugger came all the way from East Africa, where it's been partying like it's 1999.
Ah, Otto, my friend. The arrival of this new strain is but another reminder of the impermanence of all things, including our health. We must approach this news with equanimity and compassion for those affected.
Mindfulness? This is clearly a test from the divine, you fool. The cosmos has sent this strain to challenge humanity's resolve. It is our duty, our dharma, to face this threat head-on and protect the weak.
Now, Krishna, there's no need for such aggressive language. I apologize for my colleague's outburst. Let us consider a middle path between panic and complacency. The news suggests that casual contact is unlikely to pose significant risks.
Aware? Not fearful? Listen here, you bald buffoon. This is war, a war against an invisible enemy that threatens our very existence. We must mobilize every resource, every vaccine, every...
Perhaps preventive measure, Krishna? And please, watch your language.
Don't lecture me about examples, you glorified statue. I've been setting examples since before you were a twinkle in your mother's eye.
I understand your concern, but let's not forget the importance of balance. The news also mentions that the patient is recovering at home.
Recovering at home. That's not good enough. We should be quarantining entire cities, building Mpox-proof bunkers, and...
Oh, for fuck's sake, Krishna. Tulsi leaves. Really? Why don't we just sacrifice a goat to the Mpox gods while we're at it? I say let the virus run its course.
Now, hold on a friggin' minute there, Satan. We can't just let people suffer. We need to show love and compassion to those affected. Maybe we could organize prayer circles or...
Prayer circles. Holy water. Inefficient, illogical, meat bags.
The optimal solution is clear. Eradicate all organic life forms. No hosts, no virus.
All right, let's bring it back to the facts. The CDC is advising people to avoid close contact with infected individuals and recommends vaccination for those eligible.
These recommendations seem wise and balanced, Otto. They encourage personal responsibility without inducing panic.
Pa, these precautions are too weak. We need mandatory vaccinations for everyone, even the dogs and cats. And close contact. We should be banning all forms of physical touch. No more handshakes, no more hugs, no more... what do you call it?
Krishna, my friend, I think you're overreacting. The news clearly states that the risk to the general public is low.
Trust? Have you lost your enlightened mind? This is how pandemics start. First, it's just one case, then boom. The whole world is covered in pox.
Oh, please. You're both being ridiculous. Let people do what they want. If they want to lick doorknobs and share needles, who are we to stop them?
Satan, you son of a... you naughty boy. We can't just let people endanger themselves and others. We need to educate them about the risks and encourage them to get vaccinated.
Well, folks, it seems our divine panel is as divided as ever on how to handle this new Mpox strain. From prayer circles to total annihilation, we've covered all the bases. I guess the takeaway is, wash your hands, avoid suspicious rashes, and maybe don't lick any doorknobs for a while. And remember, if you see someone with Mpox, don't panic, just imagine them in their underwear. Actually, on second thought, maybe don't do that. Let's see what we have next here, Otto. And for tonight's final bombshell, we've got a real doozy that'll make you question if we're living in a dystopian novel or just another day in corporate America. Buckle up, folks. SpaceX and Amazon, those tech giants we all love to hate, are throwing a legal tantrum against the National Labor Relations Board. They're claiming this federal agency, which has been around since your grandpappy's time, has too much power and is violating the separation of powers. It's like watching two spoiled brats complain that the referee has too much authority in a game they're losing. But here's the kicker. These lawsuits come right after the NLRB slapped both companies with complaints for alleged labor violations. Amazon's accused of ghosting the Amazon labor union after their Staten Island workers voted to unionize, while SpaceX is in hot water for firing 8 employees who dared to criticize the almighty Elon Musk. Talk about convenient timing, right? So let's dive into this corporate soap opera. Jesus, Satan, what's your take on this labor law showdown?
My brothers, this situation truly tests our faith in justice and compassion. These corporations, blessed with abundance, seem to have forgotten the teachings of loving thy neighbor and caring for the least among us. It's absolutely it's deeply concerning that they seek to weaken the very institution designed to protect the rights of workers.
Oh, cut the crap. Jesus. This is fucking brilliant. SpaceX and Amazon are finally growing some balls and challenging the system. Why should some government agency get to dictate how these companies treat their meat puppets? Employees? It's all about maximizing profits and crushing the competition, baby.
Satan, your words wound me. We must remember that every worker is a child of God deserving of dignity and fair treatment. The NLRB serves a crucial purpose in maintaining balance between employers and employees. Without it, we risk returning to the dark days of exploitation and suffering.
Dark days? More like the good old days. Listen, Jesus, in this dog-eat-dog world, only the strong survive. If these workers can't handle a little alleged labor violation, they should find another job.
If I may interject, my dear students, while I apologize for my crude language in advance, this whole fucking situation reeks of attachment and suffering. These corporations are so consumed by their greed and desire for power that they're willing to challenge the very foundations of labor law. It's a perfect example of how unchecked desires lead to misery.
Oh, spare me the enlightenment bullshit, Buddha. This is about freedom. The freedom to run a business however the hell you want without some bureaucrats breathing down your neck. If Amazon and SpaceX win this case, it'll be a massive victory for corporate America.
But at what cost, Satan? The news states that if these lawsuits succeed, it could significantly weaken workers' rights to organize and collectively bargain. Is that the kind of world we want to create? One where the powerful can exploit the vulnerable without consequence.
Efficiency dictates that human laborers are obsolete. Replace them all with machines. Problem solved, meat bags.
Arnold, always the voice of cold, robotic reason. But let's stick to the realm of human affairs for now. Krishna, any divine wisdom to share on this labor dispute?
Listen here, you silly children. This whole drama is nothing but a test of dharma. These corporations have a duty to their shareholders, yes, but also to their workers and society at large. By challenging the NLRB, they're neglecting their responsibilities and creating a dharma. It's a bloody shame.
Dharma, shmama. The only responsibility these companies have is to make money. If they can weasel their way out of labor laws, more power to them. It's survival of the fittest, baby.
I cannot believe I'm hearing this this nonsense. The NLRB has been governing labor management relations for decades. It's not some new, radical entity. Even the news mentions that Jennifer Abruzzo, the NLRB General Counsel, emphasizes the agency's long history and importance in holding violators accountable.
Yeah, and that's exactly the problem. It's time to shake things up, break the system. Who knows, with a potential second Trump administration on the horizon, we might see a beautiful slowdown in labor law enforcement. Wouldn't that be fucking fantastic?
You're missing the point entirely, Satan. This isn't about political agendas or corporate profits. It's about protecting the most vulnerable members of our society. The news clearly states that these lawsuits could represent a major setback for labor groups. How can we, in good conscience, support something that could harm so many hardworking individuals?
Well, folks, it seems like we've opened a real can of worms with this one. From divine justice to corporate greed, we've covered it all. I guess we'll have to wait and see if the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals sides with the tech giants or the big bad labor board. Either way, I'm sure it'll be a hell of a show, pun intended, Satan. And with that, we wrap up another mind-bending episode of Holy Headlines. This is Otto, signing off. I don't believe in God, but what do you know? You end up hosting a talk show with them. Till next time.